Someone said, "Why am I going to pay $500 for a picture of a hobo?"
I always thought Kyle Beckerman was a good player.
Fire sticking their foot in it.
They said they were going to cut my food rations.
Cork soaking.
There is no possible way to articulate the malaise, the lack of ambition, the way it's felt for so long to be a fan better than he did. Welcome to the Enemies of the Fire podcast. This week we are talking all things U.S. men's national team. We're getting all sorts of excited about cup competitions, and then we have to, because we love ourselves, talk about the Chicago Fire. Now, this is DPG. Playing hurt this week is Jaymes. I am FC Neo Tokyo, and somehow, some way, gentlemen, we have all gotten together again this as a full crew. I love it. How is everybody this evening?
Pretty crazy stuff going on in the world. But we'll leave that for we'll leave that for another time.
For the cutting room floor.
For the cutting room floor. But Copa has been up and down for me, guys. I don't know how much you guys have been watching this Copa America. Before we get to this, just real quick, I've watched so much Copa. So much Euro 2024. I rephrase that. Euro 2024. And the beginning, I was like, oh, it's been good. There's been a lot of goals. In the middle, I was like, oh, this is pretty boring. And I was texting you guys like, oh, it's so dull. And then literally the next day, it was like one of the games of the tournament. The next day, another game of the tournament. And I was just like, okay, it's back. And I was loving it. So the Vibes Fest that Euro 2024 has been really, really fun for a pre-World Cup tournament. And right now, after it's like that one's still going on, and now Copa starts up.
Oh yeah, which is Copa's got a very CONCACAF feel this time around. It really does. I'm not gonna lie, it feels like a CONCACAF tournament. But so Jaymes bringing up Copa America, we are U.S. men's national team fans, the three of us. That's actually, I think, the thing that brought us together. How do you guys feel about that performance? 2-0 win over Bolivia, who apparently is way worse than I thought they were. Apparently,
they are actually. I think they're last in South America right now, in the World Cup qualifiers.
It sounds like they've been last for a hot minute as well.
Yes, they haven't been good. They haven't been good since like the 90s. So it was a good performance by the U.S. to capitalize.
What do you think, Jaymes? Did you watch the thing?
I watched the whole thing. I thought it was a good performance, and it's something to build upon. What I really liked about it, from a perspective of all the games I've been watching, is that U.S. looks better than some of those European teams that were playing. I mean, maybe the team they were playing was maybe a bigger step down in quality than these other European teams that are taking on. But I mean, England was not cooking on offense, and even France stumbling around, while USA was making things happen to the point where I was like, why did they bring in Pep? They gave so many chances to this guy, and he couldn't put it off. He couldn't put it away for his life. They'd already pulled Balogun at that point. Balogun had a goal. He's not the greatest. I'm wondering where the U.S. American striker is that's going to emerge. Who's that red-haired guy?
Oh, you're on team Josh Sargent?
Yeah, I was wondering where Josh Sargent is, because I mean, like, that guy scores goals.
Wasn't he hurt?
It's hard to know because Josh Sargent struggles in a U.S. kit. He just does. Jordan Morris theorem. Here we go. He has found his slot. He lives where Pookie used to live. You know what I mean? He's gonna be there forever and have a decent career. Will that ever translate to the national team? We're yet to see. I'm actually pretty high on Haji Wright, man.
Everybody is.
I guess. I mean, he's a big human, man. he's a big human.
I think the $1 million question is how different this team would play under a different manager. I'm going to open that can of worms. because it almost seems sometimes that this team doesn't get to its full potential under Greg Berhalter.
It never does,
Right.
dude. Like,
And
as much positives as was in this game, we should have had a few more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We should have had a few more goals. Like we did dominate, but it just still wasn't a. It still looks like a team that doesn't have enough experience, but yet we went to a World Cup with the same roster. Like let's like it's brutal because you know there's not going to be a change. And you know, as a U.S. fan, despite times I would have liked coaches to be different, I can never root against them. Like, I still am happy they won this game, but I still want everyone to evaluate it properly. Like, we can't just say get to the out of the group stage as a success. We have to win a knockout game, and I know we're drawn against either Brazil or was it Uruguay or is it Colombia, whoever. But like, if you want to be ready for primetime, you got to do it sometime. You got to do it. Man.
You got to knock the teeth out of a giant. Basically.
Yes, you do. You have to put together a few quality wins, man.
So you mentioned Haji, right? But I think we got to start mentioning some of the players that were playing and whether or not we think they're good enough, great enough, someone who's a lock, and our best players. Let's just look at our best players. I'm worried that the U.S. is falling. It might fall into a one-side team because beyond Pulisic, the best player is Anthony Robinson.
Yeah, you're not wrong. He might very well continue to get better. And the dude's got an engine that will never
Didn't he get burned by Colombia though?
You know, I fair, but like, let's be real. Like Virgil van Dijk gets burned. You know what I mean? It happens. It just doesn't happen every time he plays someone quality. You know what I mean? Like the difference is the difference is we used to live in a world where like there was a ceiling, and then if they played a team above that ceiling, they just got burned every time. Anthony Robinson is not that. He just got burned against Colombia.
He's also offensively inclined. He's
a huge driver of the offense.
And that's what I'm seeing is they're the linchpin of this team is the Pulisic, Anthony Robinson connection. And what I saw, and Alexi Lalas didn't see this, and I was like, I like Alexi, but he didn't see this.
You look like him too.
He called Reyna. I do. Like in his old careers. But he called Reyna out for having just a quiet game, and I'm like, Reyna drew 2 yellow cards. And also, I mean, like maybe it wasn't the greatest. He was assimilating, but I was like, I want to see a little bit more of the Robinson, Pulisic, Reyna connection there, and I'm wondering if that might be able to wreak a little havoc if it gets a little time to develop.
Well, I mean, it's going.
I think we haven't gotten to a point that we haven't gone over that hill. Sometimes I feel that we're almost at the point of going over that hill and actually transforming into a much better national team. I think we're still trying to figure out a bunch of things. And the problem is that we've been still trying to figure out a bunch of things for the past 4 years.
It's been 6 years.
Well,
6 years.
It should be figured out. But
to me, the only thing that is figured out is that left side, Pulisic, Reyna, Robinson. Because Weah, I'm waiting for Weah. I feel like I'm always waiting for Weah.
Are you kidding? Weah plays like fucking Ronaldo when he plays for the U.S.
I need more out of that right side. I'm sorry, his flank, and that was Joe Scally, Weston McKennie, and Tim Weah.
Well, don't forget who Joe Scally is in for. And if Serginho Dest was here, you'd see more balance because you normally did when Serginho Dest, like when Serginho Dest and Anthony Robinson both play, that's where the offense starts every time for the U.S. and that's why they're good. I'm 100% like I think people are sleeping on how much Weah has done. I mean, Weah scored the first goal in the World Cup. Pretty sure Weah set up one of those goals in this past game. Like he's always a threat for the U.S. He was the threat against England. Like he is a good player. He's a much better player on the U.S. than he is at his club team.
That's good. That's true.
Every time, for sure. I mean, who else Who else do you think stood out against Bolivia?
I thought Musa when he came on.
Musa is just. I wish we could play with 12 guys, because with Gio, it's like Gio Reyna, Musa, who's gonna go with McKinney and Adams and Tim Weah? Because that's the problem. If Tim Weah wasn't nearly as good as he is with the national team, you just have Reyna out there, and then you'd have Musa in the middle.
I'm surprised Reyna didn't come out on the stretcher, man, because those 2 yellow cards he pulled, those were some hard hits, man.
Mm-hmm.
Kid's a bit tougher than he looks.
But considering that he's been injury prone, I'm surprised he walked away on him.
I mean,
how about the subs? We saw Brendan Aronson, De La Torre making an appearance, Johnny Cardosa, Pepe. I thought disappointed.
Well, Pepe did all the right things except for finish. So, you know what I mean?
Is it safe to say that Pepe's overhyped?
I wouldn't say that. That's the problem. Is all these guys are kind of like, it's when you have like a team with 3 quarterbacks that are all kind of at the same level. You don't know what to go with, because all these guys are they all have higher potential than they're currently at, while also playing well.
The problem is that we have the only one guy is Pulisic up there, and that's it. Like, everybody else is like on a rotation. And we haven't found like the Scottie Pippen, we haven't found like I was gonna say Magic Johnson, but he was not.
I'm hoping that's Reyna. I'm hoping that's Robinson.
Do you guys really? Are you ready to call it on Balogun? Where I'm ready to just chalk this up as
I'm
one.
I'm not ready to call it on Balogun.
I mean, I just think he's had a poor calendar year. That's it.
I thought he did good against Bolivia. He was cutting lines. He was moving around. It was like, okay, great. This guy got the moves. But again, let's see if he keeps up with it. This is Bolivia after all, okay? This is like us getting excited, like if we were Mexican fans, getting excited because we beat Jamaica. So until a win's a win. A win's a win. But we all know a win's a win up to the point that someone knocks you on the floor.
I mean, we're all just scared that the one thing is that we don't do anything. We get bounced instantly. And like this win is a Band-Aid enough that US keeps Berhalter, right? We either have to do something this tournament and then it's like, fine, keep Berhalter. I'm not happy about it, but I get it.
If the US keeps performing on an upward trajectory, you're going to have to
correct. But if we get bounced out, we got to fire him. It's just, I don't know.
If we don't, so you're saying what's a good point so that you will consider that we need to get rid of him? Like, do we get bounced off the quarterfinals?
For me, you have to win one knockout game.
Okay.
I don't care how the draw shook out. You have to win one knockout game, especially if this is our only win and we draw the next 2, or especially if we finish second in the group. But like anything less than winning one knockout round game, I think I want him gone.
I think he's safer than Frank Klopas.
Oh God, that hurts.
God, oof, man, you have to go there, man.
So wait, talking about safety, there's one individual I want to bring up.
Oh, here we go.
What do you gentlemen feel or think about this Weston McKennie rumor mill? Like the possibility that BJ Callahan is going to sign Weston McKennie at 25 years old in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Ain't going to happen.
That ain't going to happen. I mean,
I don't think so.
Unless McKennie wants to derail his own career.
Yeah.
That ain't going to happen.
Well, you depend, like, how many Brinks trucks does it take to derail a career? Oscar, if we remember the Brazilian Oscar, he said it took that many Brinks trucks, and I will play in China, and I will provide for my children's children. That's literally what he said.
And look what happened. Nobody even knows about him anymore.
Well, true, but he's living his best life, my man.
I get it. It's
working for Arnautovic in Austria right now.
Those are those examples of why when people talk shit about somebody getting on the going to MLS and then getting on the U.S. men's national team, it's like, well, look at other countries. They all deal with it. They don't care where the guys come from.
You mean like Switzerland?
You like Switzerland, their best player.
Oh man,
The first Major League Soccer player.
Fire fans got so mad that Shaqiri scored. Had the audacity to score for Switzerland.
You know, I do love all the memes about how he just comes out of the darkness every 2 years to play amazing for a month and a half. But but
he needs to
still,
recharge.
yeah, just and then he goes into slumber.
Yeah.
But no, it's I personally, I don't think it's gonna happen. I would rather it not happen. If he goes to Cincinnati, for me, he's still a men's national team starter until he's proven to play terribly in MLS, or even if he's just serviceable. That would not be enough. You've got to be great in MLS.
Man, the only time that I ever want a current U.S. men's national team player to go from Europe to MLS is when the day comes that we don't have a salary cap, that I dare say we might have pro row, make this league actually competitive, and we actually can compete with the best in the world, then yeah, by all means. But if you're still playing this like we're the NFL and the NBA and everybody else is non-existent to us, then no.
Well, it's never going to happen because other people are going to be like us before we're like them. I've been preaching that. But I don't know, James, what do you think about Weston McKennie in MLS? Does he instantly become a non-national team player for you?
No way. He'd still be involved in the national team. It'd just be extremely not good for his career for a guy who's getting offers to play in England, in Premiership level England. It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't
for a step backward like that. I know, and they were saying these guys might be missing home. They're at that age where they're gonna be missing home. I'm like, they're also that age where they're gonna be playing the best soccer of their career, and they could be earning a lot more money over in Europe playing for some of the best
deals and all that.
Does Weston McKennie get paid more here in America than even the Premier League because of the premium? You know, this is the kind of thing that brought Dempsey and Bradley and shit back.
And those happen to be one of the worst, U.S. men's national teams. There you go. So that was the outcome of all that.
Was that the outcome of that, or the double generation that couldn't qualify for the Olympics never really panning out?
Hey, don't blame Honduras for eliminating the Olympics team. So
Has Weston McKennie tried the food in Cincinnati?
I think that might be a problem.
Yeah.
What, the chili spaghetti or whatever?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah. What is it now? Crap. It's Skyline Chili, right? Am I? Or is that? Yeah. There it is. All right. So I think we had no tactical anything for this game. I think it was kind of like a game of soccer went the way it was supposed to.
Yeah.
And we're very curious on what's happening next because we have Panama next, who always concerns me because they're Panama.
Thursday night, 5:00 Central Time.
Well, let's not get confused here. Okay, this is not the Gold Cup squad. Okay, this is the full strength U.S. men's national team. Minus what's his face? Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Dest. Minus Dest. All right.
God, I love Serginho Dest though. One of my absolute favorite current players because he's a fucking madman. Anyway, I apologize.
Who the hell gets a red card just because they're pissed off? Anyways.
I want to talk about that real quick before we end. But these yellow cards that are leading to suspensions in the rest of the tournament going into the round of 16, they're such bullshit. They're affecting the game. Everybody needs one extra yellow card. Like, Jesus.
Two's enough.
Two is not enough. In 3 games, you should be able to get 3 yellow cards.
You know what? I gotta agree with Toke here, man. I think,
just don't be naughty.
Don't be naughty, and you know what? If you're gonna go down that road, your team better be desperate enough to create magic. And sometimes they do create magic.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to create some more magic later for you. Again, U.S. men's national team, we're just still biting our fingernails. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about the fun summer that is upon us of all sorts of cup competitions. We're going to get into Euros and Copa America. And is there anything else going on that we're ignoring? Is the Asian Cup of Nations?
Nations League is kicking off in
Oh, boo,
September.
whatever. All right, we'll be right back.
Leo Messi's playing Copa. That's all that matters. All right, we'll be right back here on Enemies of the Fire. Punt that like button.
Welcome back, fellow enemies of the fire. We are here to talk all things Copa America and then all things Euros. Gentlemen, Copa America is happening. So I just full disclosure, I spent a week camping in the mountains without basically not looking at my phone. I am so discombobulated on where we are with these tournaments. Let's start with the most recent thing that happened moments ago. Canada just won a game. Canada beat Peru.
Jesse Marsh gets his first win with Canada, and he did not get that many games to really practice with Canada. He gets thrown right into the fire. It's Copa America. They go beat Peru, shorthanded Peru at that, but still a win's a win. And they secure 3 points, which is huge because they did lose to Argentina in the opening game.
Which they played okay. They played okay from what I've heard. In that first game against Argentina. I mean, I guess it's hard to beat Argentina. They're kind of one of the only champions. They're one of the only teams firing on all cylinders. Brazil is not.
No.
So that's the other big one in my opinion is like I've been saying, with the power of friendship, Costa Rica won 0-0 against Brazil.
You know what? I was watching that game, and it's like Brazil was out of ideas when they got to that final third. Like, they just didn't know what to do. Like, there was no magic. This is, how I think this is the point of the Brazilian national team of what happens after Neymar? What happens after the old generation?
Well, Neymar's not playing, right? He's
injured.
He's on the shelf anyway.
Yeah, but this whole Brazil team is just, they look confused. They look out of sorts. They have no ideas. There's no catalyst player on this squad. There's not that one guy that can drive a team forward. It's just a bunch of, I would say there's 11 great players, but that's just it. It's a team of 11 great players that don't know how to play together and have no idea.
Well, you kind of answered the question before I asked it. I was going to say, are you guys worried as a Brazilian fan? They tie the U.S. leading into the tournament, and then now they tie a Costa Rica team that, I mean, who's even on Costa Rica right now?
Calvo was literally
Francisco Calvo doing the Lord's work, apparently.
Former fire Francisco Calvo.
He's the only, to me, Francisco Calvo is only good for the national team. For club play.
He's a Shaqiri. He's a
he's a Shaqiri. He's a deer in the headlights when it comes to defending in the MLS. And he managed to defend against Brazil.
I wonder where he plays his club soccer these days.
Turkey.
Oh.
Possibly the future destination of Jordan Shaqiri.
They're gonna be in the same team.
I got Argentina pulled up on the side here, by the way. Leo Messi playing out there with Argentina. Is he playing?
Yeah, they're tied 0-0 currently.
Yeah, Chile.
So Mexico beat Jamaica. Are we to believe the El Tree fans? Are they back? Do we put the word out on the streets? Are they back?
No. Don't even. You ever heard? Back the Mexican national team is like a facade. It's like an inflatable wall. It's there, but it could be easily poked out or knocked down.
I mean,
right?
they always seem to be a son of a bitch in a tournament, man.
Yeah, but come on, they're playing against Jamaica, bro. It's like it almost felt like a Mexico friendly, you know, against a CONCACAF team for preparation.
I mean, Jamaica is so just not the sum of its parts, too, man. Like, I just
Jamaica's all
wish
sorts of.
Jamaica was better.
No, I
Just
don't
wish
wish
they
that
were
either.
better.
I don't wish that. You know why? Because then it's more competition at CONCACAF. Then Honduras gets lower down in the
I want to see all of CONCACAF rise. I want to see the best Honduran and
nope,
Jamaican teams we
nope.
can. Let's
It
get
won't be
Guatemala.
fun.
Let's get Guatemala rolling.
Hey, Guatemala's on. You know what? I don't be surprised if Guatemala actually goes to its first World Cup in 2026. They're on a roll right now.
Well, expanded World Cup. They picked the right time. So Colombia beats Paraguay. I mean,
no surprise.
I heard that was a little bit, well, no surprise, but I heard that was a little bit of a tighter game. And so we're still pretty early on in this thing. Everybody's played, well,
Yeah.
Group A is playing their second game this week, right? So, I mean, or tonight, I should say. Geez, I can't even speak. What do we expect? So the U.S. plays Uruguay on the last game.
Yes.
They beat Bolivia. You guys seem to not give a shit about Panama, who I find highly concerning.
So, to me, honestly, what I think about Panama is they're a team that finally has found its footing past 5-6 years or whatever. They honestly, and I said this before, they remind me of what Honduras was 20 years ago when it was getting to a point that they surpass all expectations, and that's what this Panama team is. Because you look at their squad is made mostly with a bunch of MLS guys and a bunch of guys from the local Panamanian league, and you might have a few European players, European based
I
players.
feel like the astronaut meme always has been.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And you know what? The problem is that you're right; it always has been, but you can finally got a head coach that finally put it together and made it work. So, yes, they're a threat, but against a full, U.S. men's national team, it's what I if the U.S. cannot beat Panama, you have to kind of bring up all sorts of questions regarding, the U.S. men's national team or Halter. Which, by the way, I mean they're there.
I have
need an
questions.
excuse.
Okay. In the back, I have questions.
What's your question?
I have questions about Berhalter.
If they play Panama, then the questions will certainly start to rise.
I mean, they're always been there, but they're going to be out in the open. Like, what are you doing?
You're right. Now, real quick before we backtrack, Darwin Nunez scored a goal, by the way. Anyway, that one's for Jaymes. Anyway, I'm gonna backtrack.
Good for him.
Mexico's next game is what? Tomorrow? It's against Ecuador. Now, Ecuador lost to Venezuela, but apparently that was hotly contested. This is kind of this is the make or break game, right? They're not going to draw. They're not going to break. Well, because I mean, Mexico beat Jamaica, and now they have Ecuador, then Venezuela in their path. Do we see El Tri shit the bed on this, or are they winning one of these games?
That is a good question. So I have my doubts on Ecuador, and I definitely have my doubts on Venezuela.
I see Ecuador as a draw and Venezuela as a loss for El Tri.
You know what? That's fair. That is fair, actually. I can see that. Whoa. And then they get who do they get if they get out of the group?
I don't even know. I haven't
got.
We made a whole video about it, man. Go back and watch it. Anyway, me and Jaymes put in that hard work of predicting the Copa America already. Jaymes, what are you looking forward to? Is there a singular game you can think of? Is it Argentina, Peru? Is it Jamaica and Venezuela? Is it Uruguay, US? What games is left? Is it Brazil, Colombia? What games are left that you're hyping? You're hyped for?
The real game I'm going to be excited for is U.S. versus Argentina.
Oh God, man!
If that happens,
you really want the U.S. to get.
I want that. I don't care when that game happens. I want that game. That would be awesome. USA
You
could
really
do
want
it.
the U.S.
I think USA
I think
could
the only
also
way
beat
that
Brazil
happens
too. At this point, but looking ahead, USA, Brazil. No, I'm not seeing anything here that stands out. Nothing. No. USA, Uruguay is a game that stands out. Brazil, Colombia. That's on Tuesday, July 2nd.
Well, so are you believing Brazil turns this around? I kind of think they're gonna right the ship here, but I thought that in the World Cup and they did not
against Colombia. Didn't Colombia get a win? Colombia got a win.
Colombia did get a win against Paraguay. I don't know if they play Colombia or Paraguay next, but
Colombia's got a lot more goals scored than Brazil does right now in Copa goals. Brazil's struggling. They're behind the 8 ball. They should come in second, but Colombia is going to win the group.
If they come in second, the U.S. wins this group, or gets second in our group. We play Brazil.
We'll take it.
No, we play Colombia then.
So rematch.
I guess. I don't want it. Okay, so, that's ugly. So I guess we kind of beat the dead horse here on Copa America. Like it needs to unfold more for our intrigue to open up. I said this earlier. I just kind of really like that you're seeing CONCACAF calls and not CONMEBOL calls. So it's just that's pretty rad. But Jaymes, you're kind of the one banging the drum on the Euros here, man.
Euros been fun. It's been great. Group A, you're looking at Germany and Switzerland going through for sure. Group B, you're looking at Spain.
Wait, hold on. So Hungary and Scotland. Oh, I like Scotland.
I think Scotland. Hungary might have a chance to go through in third place.
Oh, third place. Okay.
But Scotland's done. Spain and Italy are through. Croatia has a outside shot to get through in third place.
Oh, so Italy put the dagger through the heart of Croatia in the last minute.
That was incredible to watch. That was so fun to watch. And that's what made some of these games so chef's kiss amazing. And that's funny for Italy. Spain and Italy. But Albania had a showing. They were there. Croatia, disappointing, not good enough. Scotland were bad.
How did England win that group? I heard they've been playing so poorly.
They have been playing poorly. They drew 2 games.
Oh, unbelievable. Hold on. I saw one of the most vicious texts in the history or tweets in the history of time. I would like to pull this up and give credit to this person.
Here we go.
It was unfucking believable. It was something. Oh my God. Now, here we go. The hard truth. It was Lee Houghton. A hard truth. A $500 million midfield being outclassed by a guy who died at the last tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. So big shout out to Christian Eriksen for doing well still. That was a moment that was very scary.
I'm glad he's playing again, yeah.
I'm very happy for him. But like that tweet is savage on so many levels. Savage and British. Oh,
it
man.
was. Group D got Austria leading the group out of France, Netherlands, and Poland. The team I think that nobody thought was going to win the group, least of all, maybe Toke shouted it out.
No,
I didn't shout it out. No. I just love watching the Netherlands fail. I don't know what it is about.
They're through. Netherlands
Italy
qualified.
How? They're in third place.
They qualify in third place at the moment. They're one of the third place qualifiers.
This is bullshit.
What do you have against the Dutch, man?
I don't know. It's just one of those things.
What do you have against the Dutch? Don't you love visiting Amsterdam?
Yeah.
I've never been.
Great.
Some footballing nations I'm not a fan of. I apologize.
What's wrong? That's like Johan Cruyff, like, the
Johan Cruyff?
Yeah, Cruyff. I call him Cruyff. That's how you say it in Spanish.
Oh, no, good, perfect.
I think the surprising thing here is
that
France...
playing Barcelona, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, you're about to say that France finishing second.
Well, France and Netherlands not winning. That's what's really surprising.
I know. So Austria...
If you would have told me that neither France nor the Netherlands is going to win this group, who's going to win this group? I'd have been like, I guess Lewandowski had a great World Cup. or a great Copa. No.
I feel vindicated. Lewandowski's over it, man.
Oh, he didn't start.
Done.
He started one game.
He's hurt, but I think he's done. Yeah. That's why I didn't. Anyway, no, it is fun to drink the Polish tears, and it's fun. And I really thought the orange submarine was not going to go anyway. So did we see Kylian Mbappe get his face mask, his French face mask, which that was pretty cool. He's never going to beat the
Phantom
like
type of deal.
Turtle charges, but like it's
Phantom on the opera over here.
Are we worried about France at all?
No, but
I don't think so.
I don't want to worry about France, but they should be worried. Their offense was stymied. Even with Mbappe, he's got a mask on his face and his nose fucking hurts.
That is true.
I would not be scared if I was France right now. You just get your bearings about you and keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next, what do you got next here? Next group.
Next group is Group E. Group B and Group F have not finished. You got Romania and Belgium leading Group E currently. Actually, everybody's tied. Romania,
You're
Belgium,
right.
Slovakia, Ukraine. They're all tied on 3 points.
Dude, if it ended like this, I would be happy. Just anything where Belgium doesn't win this group kind of.
This guy got a problem with the Low Countries over here, man.
I got Schadenfreude or whatever.
I think they could all tie, and whoever's in third place would go through. Because they would have 4 points. Netherlands qualifies with 4 points.
So wait, does everyone would have to draw then, right?
Everyone draws. I think that the top 3 would go through.
Then it's all goal differential. Interesting.
It'll be all goal differential, yeah. And that'll be Ukraine's going home to worry more about Russia.
Group F. I lied about being. I saw this. The heavens moved. Something happened. The world stopped on its axis, and Cristiano Ronaldo passed what could have been a sure goal for him to his teammate to score. It was like seeing I don't know. It's like looking at an eclipse without those glasses on. It's like beautiful, but you're going blind. I don't know what to think about what happens.
It was like that Homelander meme where he's like, "Oh, everybody loves me." Oh,
yeah, exactly. Like, who's on your bingo card of life? I would have never guessed, and it happened. And I mean, they're leading the group. I mean, am I dumb? Did Portugal not just win this last time? Did they not win?
They did.
They won the last. I mean, I wouldn't sleep on them this time around either.
There's 4 teams I would not sleep on. I got 4 teams for you that to not sleep on here in this Euros 2024.
Well, hold on. Run down Group F, and then I want your 4.
Group F is Portugal, Turkey, Czechoslovakia, and Georgia.
So it was Turkey and Georgia who had the crazy game that no one got to watch?
Correct. Portugal is the only team that is secured through. There is still some action left, of course, for these teams to play. Who will be second in the group? It looks like it'll be Turkey.
All right. So then, Jaymes, you now are going to tell us what the 4 favorites are then, right?
I have 4
you don't
teams.
Want to sleep on?
4 teams. I have the 4 favorites of the tournament here. And it's really easy to parse it out right now. Even without having to see Group E. Well, Group E will add another one, or Group E might add another one to these. But here's the 4 teams to watch for this tournament. Germany. Clearly. They're sitting here. They're sitting on 2 wins, 1 draw. They got 8 goals in those 3 games.
That's because it beat Scotland 5-0. 5-1, man. I mean,
that helps. It's still 8
they
goals.
scored all the goals. Even
I'm still not.
Goals.
They've let up 2 goals. They let up 2 goals. Germany.
I'm not convinced with this German team, my man. I'm not convinced.
The next team to watch out for is Spain. Spain's won all 3 of their games. They've scored 5 goals in them, and they've let up none.
That they were the only team to do that, by the way. to win all 3 games. I guess there's a couple. Oh no, Portugal's the only one that's got a chance to do it.
Correct. And Germany only won 2 games. So Germany, Spain. Spain's got 3. The next team to watch out for is Austria.
Oh, I had a feeling.
Austria has 2 wins, 6 goals, 4 goals against. They're on a thin margin here, but still 2 wins. Nothing to sneeze at. They got more wins than England does.
So wait, hold on. Before we move on from Austria, do you fear at all that they're not very deep, and they're gonna run into problems in the knockout round?
They're a team that plays better than the sum of their parts. So and when you got one of those running,
yeah, you never know what could happen.
You never know.
Right.
It could be Greek 2000, whatever it was, 2002.
2000.
2002. It was 2004.
Oh, 2002 was the World Cup.
If you know, put it in the comments.
2004.
2004. You're right.
Sense,
yeah.
yes.
So that Greek team who won every game, 1-0.
I mean, when you have a team that works together, anything can happen in these Euros.
That was the philosophy of what team that works together. That's all it was.
And so that's Austria right now. They're the team that is working the hardest together. My 4th team to watch out for that I'm circling is Cristiano Ronaldo and the Portugal Wonders. They got 2 wins. They're going for their 3rd. 5 goals for, 1 goal against. They're tournament favorites. They're the defending champs. What more can you say? Especially when you got a selfless Cristiano Ronaldo coming at him, where he might be. The other team's now thinking, oh, he might pass the ball, and Cristiano's thinking, shoot.
No, I honestly, I think Portugal, like, it's wild how you forget about them because they have
Bruno Fernandes.
Well, they have one of the top 2 players in the world. So like they're always overshadowed, and then you like start drilling down. You're like, oh my god, this is a solid team, man.
Bernardo Silva, Dalot, Danilo, Diego Costa, Diego Jota.
Yeah, a lot of players.
Yeah.
Nelson Semedo, Pepe, Ruben Diaz, Nuno Mendes,
how old is
João
Pepe?
Cancelo.
Pepe's like is about to hit 40s.
Oh, it's amazing to like. We're living in an era where these people are athletes, man. Think about Babe Ruth at 25 versus like Cristiano Ronaldo at 38.
Well, Babe Ruth at 25 was during an era that didn't even have antibiotics.
I know.
Now you're in an era where AI tells you how to work out.
I mean, isn't it wild to see these guys now like utilize that and play till they're almost 40? I mean,
come on, but Cristiano Ronaldo, he takes care of his body. Like, dude,
he's a bad man.
He pretty much crapped on Coca-Cola.
He did. And he did crap on Coca-Cola.
I mean, damn, it's
probably the only cool thing that dude has ever done, unless you're a Manchester United or Real Madrid fan.
I mean, I like Coca-Cola.
So when the round of 16 comes, gentlemen, we might have to do a prediction show because the Euros looks pretty fun. Copa America is pretty fun, and they're fun for different reasons, man. They're just the mix of shithousery and beautiful soccer is kind of beautiful this summer. So, talking about beautiful things, we're gonna come back with a segment about nothing of beauty, the Chicago Fire. So we're gonna talk about this team.
Oh man,
we'll review the game, and spoilers bad, and then we'll preview the game, and then we'll roll out of here. So, James,
make sure you guys. Well, I was gonna say, make sure you guys put it upper 90, like you're the Italian forward in the last few seconds of the Euros.
You know what?
Talking about that like button.
You made it sound like it was a sunny day, and freaking dark clouds are coming, and it's a tornado watch, just like that.
Tornado watch right away. All right. We will be back, everybody. Pump that like button. Peace. Welcome back, fellows enemies of the fire. We are here to discuss all things Chicago Fire, hence why we started the podcast. They lost something to a team. What was it? 4-1 to Toronto? No, we beat Toronto.
It was
I don't even know.
Orlando.
Orlando. That's where we are in the season. Is the whole hum. Man, it happened again.
What did I tell you, James? What did I tell you last time we were on the podcast? It's not gonna last.
You did mention that.
We did say that. We knew it. We called it. We're like, this is all the way it is with all fire. It's going to be short-lived. The fans are going to be like, oh my gosh, it's like they put paper mache on the wall instead of wallpaper, and they're like, yeah, it's good enough. But it is not. Marin Haile-Selassie finally shows up. Hugo Kuiper's still showing that he's a good signing, but. He's one amongst not that many good signings.
Well, he's going to end up, I don't know if, with all this scoring he's doing, pardon me, he's going to end up kind of exactly where a striker of his quality ends up on a bad team. So we're kind of technically, as much as we talked about when's he going to score, we're quietly getting the season we paid for with the parts around him. You know what I mean? Like, next year, if he had better parts, we expect more. But right now, we're getting kind of exactly what we paid for out of Kuipers.
We got Kuipers, Haile-Selassie, both making the board. I was glad that Haile-Selassie did. But what's wild is just the week before, we're looking at this very same lineup. And we're like, oh, this might be good enough for MLS. And now I think we're getting slapped in the face with the fish of facts. And the fish of facts says, slap, slap, nay, this team is not good enough. Sorry, Haile-Selassie, if a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, he's not good enough. Brian Gutierrez at the 10 spot didn't do enough with Kellen Acosta and Fabian Herbers behind him. They had that. What more does Gutierrez need to succeed? He's got Kuipers. He's got Acosta backing up. He's got Herbers. What more does this team need to succeed? The answer is a coach. A coach with tactics, 100%. A coach with an offensive plan. So before we cast judgment upon these players and say, oh, you know what, maybe these players aren't good enough, we should maybe look a little bit closer at the man making the plan. And the man making the plan is not that good at scoring goals, getting these guys to score goals. That's
literally the topic of conversation every single week. Like, it's. I told you when Shaqiri left and we started playing better, I said just something finally changed. And that's what happened when we won those 2 games. Now we're going to start, we lost again by a large margin because 3 in the back / 5 in the back is just not the way to go with this team. And you got Suke playing center back. You're just inviting so much more pressure, which leads to more and more goals. It's just, it sucks. It sucks. We lost DPG, by the way.
We did.
I'm sure you all noticed.
Mueller got in, Barlow got in, Kutsias got in, and Kutsias, Barlow is just, they're not playing that well. Kutsias is still young, but
you can't get anything from them.
But these guys, here's the problem. These guys are maybe USL level, and we're depending them for MLS. Gaston Jimenez, he is MLS level, but he's just been poor. He's just not good enough. Mueller used to be MLS level. He's been falling off a cliff since that injury.
Since that injury, he has fallen off a cliff. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if you need to I don't know if the answer is reps. I know sounds insulting, but loan him to a USL team and let him play nonstop no matter how bad he's playing.
Acosta, has he been good enough lately, or has he just been running on fumes?
I mean, he's not out of energy, but you're going to get guys who are used to playing at a high level get around this team and just immediately what the hell? And I mean, that's what Shaqiri did.
I think that some of these guys are checked. They're close to checked out this season.
Yeah, they are checked out.
They're trying not to get injured and just make it through the season.
It's kind of brutal. It's kind of brutal, man. It's just been a long season of this, man. I just want a better team to root for. I want to go to a fucking soccer game on a Saturday, have a beer, smoke some pot, and have a fun time with some friends and my girl. I just want to have fun. Why do they make it so hard to have fun?
Well, that's why we're watching the U.S. men's national team.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, if you know who's having fun, Inter Miami, 41 points. But did you see their crowd without Messi there? They had less people than a UIC Flames game.
Listen, I feel like Glass House because honestly, everybody's like, wow, our attendance is up. Well, yeah, COVID's finally like fully kind of gone. And like, you know, there was some hype leading into the season. So of course it's up. People have been dying. DPG, welcome back. We're talking right now. Jaymes mentioned the Miami game without Messi in their fan section. And I do feel a little bit like a Glass House because I remember days at Toyota Park near the end where there was some wide open spaces. I went to some of those games, my man. You know, so like,
yeah,
the teams go through it, but like the whole Miami thing, I think it's just, I don't know. The idea is to get a ball rolling, and there is no other Messi. There is no following act to Messi. Messi is the closer, right? So like, it's gonna be hard, but if you work hard, you'll get there. You know, like.
Is he going to stick around?
Huh?
Is he going to stick around for next season?
I think next year, yeah, I do actually. I think he's having fun playing his football here. He's a big star. Everything's going well. He likes Miami. He's playing amazing. And like, he doesn't want to go back to Argentina. I don't think a lot of people are happy with the current state of things in Argentina, but we're not a geopolitical podcast. Anyway, but I think he stays. Jaymes, what do you think?
He's gonna find a way to stay in the league. That would make sense, but for a lot less money. I'm looking at I want to direct our viewers to look at their screen real quick. You guys can't see this unless you're watching the podcast, but I'm looking at the top 14 teams in MLS, and what you see missing is team number 15, the Chicago Fire. They are 15.
They are exactly where they are.
In the Eastern Conference, and when we bring the Western Conference into the playoff picture, or into the picture, they are just ahead of San Jose and Sporting Kansas City. They are less than St. Louis because of goal differential. They are amongst the worst teams. You know who's better than them? New England.
Everyone?
New England somehow got better than the Chicago Fire. It's just, the Chicago Fire are dreadful, and here we are, and it couldn't feel like the seat is less hot for Frank Klopas.
No. It's ice cold, man. Ice cold on a hot summer day.
You know, I mentioned this to Jaymes earlier before the show. You know, we have screamed about the fact that they are just like, listen, shut up, take Klopas, we're working on something, right? And the fact of the matter is, you either, if you give us anything other than the biggest coaching signing in the history of MLS, then fuck it. Who cares? Then just get Michael Bradley. I love your I love your idea, DPG. Just get, if you're not gonna break the record and get the biggest signing, a coaching signing in the history of the league, and you're going to get any kind of project, screw them all. Just get Michael Bradley.
For the record, we're Toke's referencing last podcast where DPG, I think, ingeniously invoked the name of Michael Bradley as a potential candidate to take over for Greg Berhalter as coach for the U.S. men's national team. And I'm all for the idea, even though he would leapfrog so many guys who are getting coaching experience. But he is getting coaching experience. He's been on his dad's staff. He's getting experience right now.
You know, the only reason I mentioned Michael Bradley is because I did have that whole incident one time at Toyota Park.
Listen, I don't even want to comment on that. So I think Michael Bradley is a genius move if you're going to hire anybody else, because like nothing else is good enough. No. So just take an absolute flyer on a project. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, because at this point you can't give me Ben Olsen. You can't give me Jason Christ. You can't give me.
Why would you want Jason Christ?
Well, you don't, but that's what I'm saying. You can't give me a kind of name. You either have to be insanely ambitious or just screw it, just another project.
I think we just have a lazy owner, that's all.
I don't know, man. It's hard. Well, is he lazy or is this like? Hold on. Let me bring this up, James. You did this to us. Thank you. Listen, I'm starting to think, and I know this sounds a little tinfoil hat, and I'm not usually a conspiracy guy. I'm usually the other end. I kind of see with the U.S. men's national team hanging on to their coach, the Fire hanging on to their coach. You're seeing a lot of teams like look at Manchester United with Ten Hag. You're seeing a lot of teams start just being like, well, too bad, man. We're just gonna ride it out. And it's like, is this a way to drive down coaching wages? Is this a way to drive down is this actually a way to somehow lower expectations and drive down transfer fees and player salaries? Is this a way to are they artificially creating coaching problems and poor teams? I'm just asking questions.
You know what? You know what? I think of it as lazy ownership because Joe Mansueto could have easily pulled the plug on George Height's whole experiment years ago.
What's stopping him? What's stopping him, DPG? That's what makes no sense.
Do it now. Do it right now.
They're in last place.
Just pull the plug, man. Just pull the plug on them.
This team could have made the playoffs if they pulled the plug earlier in the season and got somebody in who knew how to tactically get the most out of these guys. Frank Lopez, I'm sorry, he's a legend, but he just can't get the most tactically out of these guys. There are guys out there in MLS available who can. It wasn't Ezra Hendrickson. We gave him a shot. Sorry, Ezra, as much as he wants to take pot shots over the Twitters and say, like, oh, I was good enough. No, you weren't. We saw the results.
No.
We saw the results in the pudding. Same thing with Klopas. But guess what? Somebody out there who can fix this, and they still haven't tried on that. And that lack of ambition has turned me off and turned so many other fans off.
You know what?
How long before we end up with Preki?
Oh. You know what? I might give the Fire one more season to get better. If they don't, that's it. I'm done with season tickets. That's it.
We have gone over why I still support the team because I protested for 15 years, man. Where were you guys? So I finally want to just have a good time. I just want to have a good time.
Who's the sucker now?
Yeah, for real, right? So I'm definitely renewing for next year, or I guess it just automatically did. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not paying attention.
My season ticket rep has been on my ass about renewing. So,
I mean, it's hard because what do you do? How do you explain your displeasure? Do you not go to the games? I want to watch soccer. Do you hold up giant tifos that say everybody sucks? We did that already, and they said, "Oh, I mean, you're wrong." So like, what? Like, don't give them any money. Again, I want to go to a soccer game, and I live in Chicago. I'm not gonna drive to St. Louis to go to a game, man. Like, no. I mean, yes, okay. I
wouldn't drive to St. Louis either. They suck too.
Yeah, well, yeah. But
who wants to go to St. Louis?
Yeah,
it's a nice stadium down there, gentlemen.
Who wants to say I went on vacation to St. Louis? Who says that?
I would never say that. But personally, I would never say that.
Speaking of,
have you seen St. Louis?
So we were talking about the Fire, and there was at least something positive that I saw in Euro 2024 that related to the Fire, and it wasn't Jordan Shaqiri I'm talking about, but former Polish international and current Polish international Frankowski. Was making hay, was running amok. He started every game for Poland. He started more games than both Szczesny, the goalkeeper, and Lewandowski. He started all three games. He had a decent tournament, had a great showing as the Poland's national team right back. But Poland disappointed.
He's had a steady career. He's on a steady incline in his career, man. How deep is Poland? He's probably got a spot for a while. He's playing really well. We were lucky to have him. It was like Jovan Jones.
We were lucky to have him.
Yeah.
When we got lucky to have him for a second.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and he flashed in a jersey. He didn't flash all the time, but he tended to dominate.
Oh, he did. I mean, the DPG's got it. They made the bobblehead for him because he was the only one playing worth of shit that year. I mean, Dude, Frankowski, I miss him. You see him on FIFA too. On FIFA, he keeps getting cards and like special team of the season or like this promotion, that promotion. It's like, Frankowski, good looking out. You know,
cool.
it's good to see him playing well. I did think you were going to bring up Shaqiri though, because in my opinion, it was really good to hear him talk so lovingly about Turkey.
Yeah, they got the good clubs. They got the nice clubs.
Yeah, he definitely was
they got
talking
that history.
Up.
They might not always pay you, but boy, there is history.
I love the people of Turkey, he was saying. It was like, yeah, he's greasing them up. All right.
Yeah.
God damn. Yeah, just going to cryostasis over there.
Fenerbahce, come calling.
Well, you know, I mean, the Turkish league is a wild place. DeAndre Yedlin was playing well in the Turkish league. You know, they tend to have players at times that you just don't expect. Every now and again, you look over there, you're like, oh, Bashuai's playing in Turkey. You know, like just wild stuff, right?
Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, Trabzonspor.
The Turkish league is like the Wild West, man. You don't know what to expect. Every now and then, you hear about them knocking out a European power in the Champions League. You know, so. Dude, you don't know. It's a mixed bag, bro.
I would love to go to Istanbul. That would be cool to visit, man.
I would love to go to Istanbul too. Man.
Galatasaray stacked. Moro Icardi, Hakeem Ziyech, Yilmaz, Dries Mertens, Wilfred Zaha, Serge Aurier.
Dude, can we get Wilfred Zaha, please?
Carlos Vinicius.
Oh my God!
Is this guy Vinicius' little brother?
No,
older brother?
It's a different one.
Yeah,
played for
I like how James just found out. I just like how James just found out how some of these Turkish teams are stacked.
Well, no, Galatasaray is super stacked.
That's what I'm saying. You'll be like, dude, what are you doing here?
I'm looking at Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce has got Batshuayi, Fred, Edin Dzeko, Szymanski, Dusan Tadic. Dusan Tadic might one of my FIFA
You know what's
heroes.
the craziest thing, bro? You know what's the craziest thing? I don't think any of those two teams won the Turkish league this year.
Kagler Soyuncu's out there. Like, they got freaking everybody. Wow.
I know. It was because Turkey was MLS before MLS.
Yeah, bro.
All right, Trabzonspor's got Onachu, Dragus, Nicolas Pepe, Trezeguet, Ergan Kakir, Thomas Munir.
Turkey has been.
This team's sick. Is Mislav Orsic?
Turkey is like the dark horse, bro, of UEFA, man.
Well, if there's a player that you're like, man, I haven't heard about that guy in a while, he's in Turkey.
Wow.
No, not even that. If there's a player that you hear about, like, holy crap, who scored 3 goals? Who?
Wait, Luca Toni?
He's just now getting it.
I know.
Luca Toni is not playing. Luca Toni's
It's funny
retired.
how me and Toke have been knowing about this, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. The Turkish league is the island of misfit toys, brother. Like,
that's exactly. Man. Bro, what? It's like it doesn't surprise you when you hear like a team like from Turkey beating like a Real Madrid or drawing with
because they've got the players. They can show flashes and moments of greatness.
Better league than Saudi Arabia. This is a good league.
I feel like that should be where MLS is posting
Why did
people.
Ronaldo not go to Turkey? That's way better.
Because their pockets are not as deep. Their pockets are not as deep as that oil money, man.
Yeah, no, Ronaldo got paid in trillions and not
gold bars and Bitcoin and all sorts of. But yeah, bro, it's. You know what? I always wanted to go check out a game in Turkey, bro. And this.
No, I value my health and safety.
Go to Istanbul. It'll be fun.
Just don't wear the wrong jersey.
Don't wear any jerseys. Just neutral
Just
color.
go neutral. Going gray
shirt, jeans. Dude. So okay, hold on. We got completely off topic here. What is the next Fire game? I'm trying to look this up.
Okay.
Who do we have?
It's next week against. Oh man, I just had it up. July 3rd, I think it was.
Oh, so that is the next game.
Philadelphia versus Chicago.
So there's no game on Saturday then.
Let me double check for you, buddy. Oh wait, they do. Saturday the 29th against Seattle, in Seattle.
Oh, in Seattle. Okay. So, what do we think about the Seattle game?
They both suck.
They do both suck. This is the first opportunity the Fire have to win in Seattle since they entered the league.
Yeah, so this is
Well, I mean, I guess the year they entered, we were still okay. 2010, we were still okay. But we have a chance to finally win in Seattle, gentlemen. What do we think?
what is that? What is that?
A yellow
Pokemon card? What
card.
is that? Oh, yellow.
Ain't gonna happen.
Ain't gonna happen.
No.
It ain't gonna.
But I should have put up this.
I mean, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, and I see this all the time. Is when a team that's on a bad run trampolines on the Fire, and then they go skyrocket.
Listen, if you need to open a stadium or you need to break a bad streak and get good, play the Chicago Fire. Because boy, oh boy, that seems to be our role in this league.
Know what's funny is that for a couple of years, the Fire was always playing the first game of the season against an expansion team, former MLS champions team.
We opened everybody's stadium. Shit, we opened people's temporary stadium, and then we'd open their regular stadium. Like, it's crazy.
It's like Don Garber, just like, man, like, oh yeah, you need fans, you need a 3-0 win, get the Fire.
So I foresee a 1-1 draw because we're scoring goals. Hugo Kuipers, thank you for existing, you handsome, beautiful goal scorer of a man, and Seattle is just going to get one because we're bad. So I guess, so that brings us to probably before we get to meet again. Oh no, we would meet right before to talk about Philly, but
we'll be talking about
are you guys going to the, let's do this.
Yeah,
let's
you guys going to the Philly game? It's at Soldier Field.
Yes. The Philly game is at Soldier Field on July 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we just have talked about how low everything is. I mean, we got excited to talk Turkish football. So obviously we are having problems this season. Like, this is the time. Do you give up? Do you stop watching? Do you stop turning it on the TV? Are you going to the game? Like, I'm excited. It's been like long enough that we haven't had a game that I'm like itching to go.
This is the time of the year that you still park the bus out front in the tailgate area and you have a blast. I mean, it's the middle of summer, it's the start of summer still, and go out to the game. Even if you got to leave at halftime, you'll go out and have a good time.
Oh man, I got to tell you, this past weekend, I was in Peoria on a Saturday and they had a game. And had I not just driven 10 hours the day before, or 12, my bad, the day before, I would have went to the Peoria City game and reported back. But I couldn't do it. I had to sit in the air conditioning and chill out. But I'm with you, man. Go to as much soccer as you can. It's really fun. For me, I get some of the complaints like DPG, you have to drive. But like with me, I can hop on public transit. Sure, it takes an hour, but like, I'm cool. I don't got to drive. I don't got to care about it. I get to walk wherever, like the downtown's beautiful, like this, it's really easy for me to get there. It's really easy for me to get home without getting stabbed. Like I'm good, like, so it's easy, but when it's a little bit harder or there's like one, like think, when the team's bad and you have a hurdle, you're not going to go over that hurdle. So what about, are you going to make that drive?
No.
No, you're not going to bring the little one, make the drive and all that?
I'm going to wait till mid-July when they play against, I guess, New York? That's the game. That's the next game I'm planning on going.
Okay. Fair.
July 3rd is a hard weekend, too. I mean, it's 4th of July. It's actually...
and the thing is, too, is, like, I got a bunch of house projects I gotta work on. I got a grill that's coming in next week, Friday. I got a grill shelter that's coming in next week, Monday, and I need time to build that grill shelter to get the new grill underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think I have my answer here, because if we were in the hunt for the supporter shield, would you give a shit about your grill?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. If someone could see this moment and works for the Fire, this is what we're talking about. We're desperate for something. We want Like, we're not here being like, impress me, bro. We're like, please feed us. We're starving. You know, like, I don't know. That's how I feel about being a fan about this team. Like, we're starving. I don't want to be. I don't want to be right and cynical.
I'm beyond the soccer at this point for the Fire. I'm at that point where I'm just going to hang out with you guys, hang out, bring this little tailgate game, show up, and you know, you guys pull a card and be like, boom, TPG's all of a sudden looking at me like, you show up to preseason overweight, Jaymes. 5 jumping jacks and take a drink. And I'd be like, oh, shit.
I'm actually excited about this.
And then I'd whip this one out and be like, well, substitute and give your next punishment to someone else. So I'm passing it off to Toke. Go ahead, Toke, get your exercise.
Dude, I'm actually jacked for that. That's going to be so fun.
And then we draw a new card. You've been fined for being late to training. Make up an explanation to get yourself out of trouble. The group decides your outcome, whether you drink or not.
DPG, bring your son. Come to the game, man. Me and the girl will be there.
I don't think I'm gonna make it next week, but I will definitely make it
to the following one, the New York game.
The following one, yeah.
Someone draws the Hand of God card. They get exempt from punishment. You can keep this. You're exempt from punishment from whenever it comes around to you. Where's the team chemistry? This one's a cool card. Pick a partner and name each other's favorite team. High five or drink. Yeah, that's a fun one.
That, you know what? You need to stop because I'm actually excited about this game.
Who's least likely to track back? That person takes a drink.
How come? Where's this game at? Where
didn't you watch the video? He unboxed it.
I unboxed this on stream.
Where's our copy?
I got one here. And I got
have you not noticed? So Jaymes, I gotta say this. Jaymes has been so excited about this game. It looks like we're sponsored by it. We are not.
It does. We're not. We have no relationship whatsoever. No communication besides them helping me get the product to me.
We've been given no money. In fact, Jaymes spent his money.
Kicking and screening. Go around the group and name fictional soccer movies or shows. First to mess up or podcast. First to mess up, drinks.
Wait, hold on. We
can do that right now.
Hold on. I was about to say, this episode is getting wild. So before we close this out, let's do that card.
All right, kicking and screening. Go around the group and name fictional soccer shows, movies, or podcasts, which I added. First to mess up, drinks.
Okay. Where are we starting?
All right. I'll start. Ted Lasso.
The Big Green.
Ooh!
Goal.
No! Enemies of the Fire podcast.
He ran out. Victory.
Oh, God damn it. I was going to say that. Oh, crap. Oh, Green Street Hooligans.
Oh, that's a great one. Bend it like Beckham. Let's go.
Formula 51.
Ladybugs.
That's a soccer. Kicking and screaming.
Oh, you son of a...
Let's see. Wrexham.
That's Wrexham's a TV show.
Welcome to Wrexham. Come on.
We'll count it.
Okay. We'll count it. Well, I want to do the Hard Knock shows, but it was supposed to be fictional, right? Because there's still like Die or whatever, the Sunderland one.
Yeah.
What's that? I was about to think that. Yeah, that counts. I was going to say it.
I got another one if you need.
What?
The Matador.
Oh, what is this? What is this indeed?
Okay, so we were supposed to have a special guest today. This episode has gone completely off the rails. Connor Knows Soccer has just popped in here. Did I just win? Can either of you guys go any further?
No, I don't got any more movies. I mean, I got podcasts, the two Robbies.
I don't got anything, man.
All right.
You won, man.
Men in Blazers.
Men in Blazers. Total soccer show. MLS Extra Time.
Yep.
I mean, all the shit, right? Anyway, shout out to all our friends. Men in Red. Well, we don't have any friends. So Men in Red, Glass House Soccer, Sad Boys, all the good stuff of Chicago Fire stuff. Anyway, we're rambling and crazy. We're going to wrap this up. we may or may not have something special with this individual coming up. So for Enemies of the Fire, punt that like button, do all that stuff. Peace out, everybody.
See you guys next time.